So I can't lie, I just hit 5,000 subscribers, and I know by the time this posts they'll probably be like a little bit above that, but I'm so thankful for that. Like, I'm actually a little teary-eyed and I'm a little bit humbled about it. I don't even know why, but that's how I feel. That being said, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button to stay hanging out with us. We do lots of different types of things. I'm not your average beauty YouTuber. I definitely kind of fly by the seat of my pants. Anyway, let's get into this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of ratty ass hair and weird ass makeup. Just kidding. Welcome back to another round of Palette Bingo Remix. So it's been a few months since our last update on this, so I'm going to quickly go through the palettes I was using at the time and the new selections. So how we worked it last time, and if you are new here, Palette Bingo Remix is where we randomly choose via random number generator 5 palettes for me to use over a month. Rules of the game are, I don't have to use exclusively those 5 palettes, but I do have to use all of them at least 3 times. And then I come back and give you my thoughts and we re-choose as a group the new ones. The first and second time I chose the numbers. For this one, I actually had you guys comment whatever random number you wanted. And what I did was I took those 5 comments, the first 5 comments that came in with their random numbers, and those are the ones I will be using. Palettes for you first that I did last time. So the first one was the Too Faced ColourPop palette, which looks like this. This, I believe, came out in 2016. As much as the colors look really nice in the pan, they don't actually go on the eye the way that I would like them to. It's not a horrible palette, it's just a little bit more muted. I did use a lot of the Sugar Plum shade. You can tell there's usage in that. It's hard to see on camera, but it's definitely there. And I was also using Blue Raspberry as well as Bubblegum and Macaron. I did kind of stay away from these 2 light colored shades, as well as the Sugared Violet and Malted Milk Ball. They just weren't something that were speaking to me. If I do another declutter, I'm not sure this will stay for any other reason other than possibly sentimental reasons, because this is the palette I bought during my best friend's wedding, and I'm attached to it. Fun fact, she actually asked me to be her maid of honor by engraving maid of honor on a Urban Decay lipstick, so like, come on. The next palette I had was the Bonjour Summer palette. When I did this draw, I actually thought it was kind of funny because both of these were very much not seasonally appropriate. I actually used this one less than the ColourPop palette, which surprised me. I thought I would have definitely used it more. Again, stayed away from the 3 light colors. Light colors are not really my jam. And when I was using this one, I was pretty much using Mermaid, Firefly, and Toasted Coconut, and I was using them in conjunction with other palettes. I didn't really find this was a standalone palette, so I didn't use it as much as I wanted. There was 2 palettes that I had pulled forward from the second or third version of the videos, the Palette Bingo Remix videos the Japanese palette. I'm actually not even going to discuss it because I didn't end up using it again. I will discuss the Huda Beauty, which I can't even open because if you know anything about me, I am like a tragic disaster when it comes to my palettes. I ended up knocking this off my counter again. The second time wasn't my fault. Diesel hit my desk and it knocked it on the floor. I'll insert a picture because I can't open it and I'm actually about to toss it in the garbage. The only reason I even still have this was to talk about it in this video. I didn't really like this, I can't lie. I kind of regret the purchase. I like the Obsessions palettes, but that one really was way too sensitive. I feel like even when I was using it with just my brush, and I understand I knocked it off my counter twice and it broke, like, c'est la vie, what did I expect? But even when I would put my brush in it, I really felt like it was so sensitive. I couldn't really operate the way I normally would, and I really didn't like how it went on the eye. It didn't do for me what I wanted it to, so that was a little bit disappointing. The last one I had from our last picks was the Naked Heat. This was probably the one I used the most, and I still stand by the fact that this is such a beautiful palette, but it is the palette that everybody loves and nobody uses. I actually feel bad for it, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs. I'm not sorry, they're adorable. But she's currently in our bedroom bitching because the bed is now too high. So yes, this is definitely the palette that everyone loves and nobody ever uses. If you like the warm tones, like this is it. This is one of those palettes by Urban Decay that I actually never thought they would get to. They kept releasing these really basic ass shit. So I was happy to see them actually do something like this. It came out a little while ago and it's a love-hate relationship for some people, but I really like it. Even though you really only get the same type of looks out of it, I really like the looks that I get out of it. All right, so moving on to the next ones, I'm going to go through these in no particular order. So Kristen Deanne selected number 17, and number 17 is now, I actually had to reorder these because I put them all into a spreadsheet. So I'm now using the spreadsheet for this instead of my bullet journal, and that is the Huda Beauty New Nudes. That was difficult to get out. So that palette looks like this. This is one of the more unique palettes to my collection, mostly because of these marbled shades. I've tried this about 5 or 6 times as it is. I was actually really pleased with all of the palettes that got randomly selected because it gave me a good account of stuff that's a little newer and stuff that's a little bit older. So I'm pumped to actually really get into this one, and I'll probably do some videos, hopefully on all 5 of these palettes, on how, like, what I'm doing to use them, how I've been using them, what I'm liking, what I'm not. I so far know that I really like this, so I'm excited for this one. Good pick. The next one was chosen number 111 by Noelle Johnson. I have these names written on stickies. This is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself. I'm also pretty pumped about this. This will pair nicely with the new nudes. Funny enough, I actually had very closely hit pan on one of these already, and then again, one of my dogs ran into my beauty room. It was sitting on the edge of one of my rolling, I don't even know what they're called, my rolling Alex drawers. It's not actually an Alex drawer, it's something that looks similar. And when they hit it, it knocked it on the floor and it shattered. Here's a picture of that. I swear to God, I don't do this on purpose. I just like rest in peace my palettes because I'm a savage and you're treated unfairly. A lot of these shades are very beautiful and there is a highlight in the middle. I'm going to obviously put swatches of all of these palettes in pictures so you can see them. Kick-ass selection. I hope everyone appreciates that I'm giving you credit for choosing these random numbers like you actually knew what the palettes were. All right, Pamela Ebert, I believe is how you pronounce it, chose number 7, which is the ColourPop Soul palette. I actually bought this when I bought the Good Sport palette when that was released, and I haven't used it yet. Don't be mad, like it fell behind my thing and I forgot about it, so I was actually super pumped for this one too. Like, I can't even get over the selections this month. These were so good. This one is probably more fall appropriate, but I'm ready to bring this into winter and I'm like ready for some really fiery looks. Holy, what a challenging filming day. Ran out of space on my card, my lights died, then my battery died, and Athena freaking out. She's sad, sitting outside the door because I won't love her. God. Okay, we have 2 more palettes to go over. So we have, and I'm apologizing if I am pronouncing anybody's name wrong, but Jagrup Kaur selected number 202, which is a drugstore palette from NYX called the NYX Perfect Filter. And this one is similar to the Subculture palette and the Makeup Forever Reloaded. It's not totally exactly the same, but it's got that same kind of vibes. I got this for Christmas last year and I think I've only used it 3 or 4 times. The times I did use it, I did really like it, so I'm ready for this. I'm also glad that I got something that was a little bit more seasonally appropriate. Everything else I got is like stuff I really like, but it doesn't really give me those wintry vibes. So this should give me some like fall winter vibes, especially with some of these cooler blues and greens over here. The last palette that was selected by Elisa Plaus. Sorry, it's not intentional. I just suck at pronouncing names. She selected number 88, and number 88 was actually the Vice 3, which looks like this. I was in love with this palette when I first got it. You can tell there's some usage in here for sure. I really like this row here and this row here. This is such a great palette to kind of tie all these together, because if there's something I wanted that's not in these, it's definitely in this. So I have 5 palettes. They need to be used 3 times. I have such a wonderful mix. Thank you for those of you who chose palettes on the last round. Same rules go this time. First 5 people to comment a number between now 1 and 225, I will pick that palette based on the spreadsheet. So please go ahead and leave those comments down below. If I get a lot more than 5 people picking numbers, I will choose from those randomly. And if you choose something that's already been chosen, I will definitely just skip to either the number before or the number after. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the palette bingo remix that we are doing here. It is kind of an interesting concept as far as I'm concerned, and lets me use some stuff that I wouldn't necessarily be reaching for all the time. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and if you are active on Twitter or Instagram, don't forget to follow me there as well. Both of those handles are at Cosmetic Chaos, and I love to get into not heated discussions, but hilarious discussions on Twitter. If you are watching this video before February 28th, please don't forget as well to pop over to my BoxyCharm video to enter the giveaway that is going on. And I am trying to decide if I'm going to do a 5K giveaway or not, so please let me know your thoughts on that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful week.